All right, I am counting out, finishing up the day. We are running crazy behind. That's what today is. Came into the shop. Conrad, God bless Conrad. Conrad got the UPS delivery yesterday. Not only did he get the UPS delivery yesterday, but then he opened everything and alphabetized it all. So when I came and I had to do all the hold lists, I came about an hour early, and I had to put all the hold lists away. Everything was alphabetized, so I just went through the spreadsheet, that the invoices that I have to find. Oh, this person's this, and it was just there. This one, then this one, then it was terrific. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. But doing that took quite a while. I ended up doing that well into being open. Then I had to actually put the stuff out on the shelf. That took some time. Meanwhile, there's customers coming in. A lot of those customers are not people looking for new single issues. They're people just wandering around, so they're asking questions. And then I had to get all the new books up over here behind me, and that took a bunch of time. So time I was like settled down, it was around 2, 3 o'clock, and then there were people coming in, and there was tons of other things I had to do besides just the new books. It's been a very busy day. Unfortunately, I am missing Lila's play. Lila is, as I've said, starring in Clue. I was going to close early last Thursday, to go see it, but lights out. But they ended up canceling a trip that she was supposed to take the week before because of rain and all sorts of stuff. So they had to move the play to today, and there was no way that I was going to be able to do all the stuff that I did today, that I had to do today, and also close early. I would have had to close at like 5. It would have been way too insane. So I missed Lila's performance. I'm not thrilled about that. And it's wrapping up. It's about an hour and a half long play. So it should be done in about half an hour. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do a live stream from home. I'm not just going to do another live stream where I apologize for not showing off the new books. But then I thought, wait, but I'm not just showing off the new books. I'm showing off new single issues, new graphic novels, talking about the busy day. Like, how am I doing that? I'm like, oh, I'll do it when I close. So here I am, closed. I just had the last customers in the shop. Summer's that time where people literally, if you tell people that you're not in a rush to go, they will just linger. But then as soon as like they start getting ready to go, they're like, all right, let's get out of here. So that happened. I'm here. I'm ready to look at all this stuff. So let's do that. It is a busy day. We got Absolute Superman's latest issue, Absolute Green Lantern, the very cinematic take on Green Lantern. We have Ultimate Wolverine number 6. This actually came out last week, but I decided to put it next to DC Pride. I got a very confused phone call today because I don't know if any of you saw it. I don't know who reads the New York Times, but the New York Times did a little Pride roundup of Pride books Monday or Tuesday, and they had both Marvel and DC's Pride specials and said both of them were out this Wednesday. And it's not true. Marvel's is out next Wednesday. So I got a very confused phone call, someone looking for this really terrific DC Pride cover, asking if he can get both books. And I said, I don't have both books. I only have DC. He said, you didn't get it? And I'm like, it's not out yet. And there's a whole fun conversation. We've got The World to Come, one of the 3 actually Marvel miniseries from this week. This is the great Christopher Priest revisiting his Black Panther run and a new take in the Marvel Knights universe. The other miniseries, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. This is Miles Morales from our universe, from the original Ultimate Universe, ends up in the new Ultimate Universe. It's the beginning of the movement towards what's it called? The big battle the big scene with the Maker. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong #2. Imperial, this is the other big Marvel event this week. This is Jonathan Hickman's big space series. We got the Nova Corps. We've got Hulks from Planet Hulk. We've got the Black Panther from the intergalactic Wakandan Empire. And it's all going to lead to a totally new status quo for the space stuff at Marvel. We've got Goddamn Tragedy by the wonderful Chris Coden. He writes Ultimate Wolverine. He wrote the That Texas Blood, all sorts of great stuff. We've got Straczynski's latest weird pairing, like, well, Hulk and Doctor Strange, I keep saying, isn't weird. Nick Fury and Fin Fang Foom, Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon, Ghost Rider, and Galactus. Then we've got ongoing issues of Poison Ivy, some, as usual, beautiful, beautiful Poison Ivy variants, including the linking Pride cover. Ivy and Harley Quinn will be on the other side. Amazing Spider-Man's new issue. Batgirl, another Isaac Goodhart issue. Birds of Prey, talk about great covers. Got my girl Barda. Paper Doll by Rian Gonzalez. And classic George Perez, Black Canary. The latest issue of Helverine. A Immortal Thor with Marvel Rivals cover. Teen Titans Go. Last issue of Ninja Turtles Naruto. And X-Men #17 with this exceptional Phineas and Ferb cover. I think I ordered one of every Phineas and Ferb cover. I just can't help myself. I'm a big Phineas and Ferb guy. But this one, even if I didn't order this, I had to have gotten this one. Not because I wanted to see Candace as Magic, but because Ducky Momo was there. Ducky Mo, Mo. Anyway, so those are the single issues. It's really weird because I was unpacking all this stuff, and I was going, wow, there really isn't that much. And it's like, no, there's a whole bunch of series that we don't have people ordering. We just didn't get. So we didn't get it. But we did get about 20 books. I actually sold out of one of them already, but let's look at the 20 books I got. We've got Lawrence Lindell's. I showed these off on Friday on our social media. We got a bunch of stuff from May, from Macmillan that came late because of me. We all got something. Lawrence Lindell's latest book about making art, being yourself. A sequel 15 years in the making. Little Mouse Gets Ready was the first Toon book. Art Spiegelman and his wife Francois Moulet made Toon books to make comics for young readers. Jeff Smith did the first one, Little Mouse Gets Ready. Now, almost 15 years later, Little Mouse saves the day. Kanga, Tests and Tournaments, Kanga U. This is Solly Fish, who writes some of the best humor comics for kids over at DC, and Yanta the Bot, who just draws the crap out of a cartoony kid style. This was one of the free comic book day giveaways. It's all about how Kangas compete to be partners with different Amazons. Really cute. The latest Initial D. On and Off, Work-Life Imbalance. We'll talk to that in 1 second. I want to discuss that one in a minute. The first Deceased miniseries, now in a DC compact form. Deceased, of course, the DC vampire book. Fantastic Four Solve Everything. 18 issues of the classic Jonathan Hickman run that really destroyed the Fantastic Four. Nothing really able to be done with them over at Marvel for many years after this run because it so redefined the characters. Kyler Roberts Preparing to Bite, a really wonderful, classic, surreal Kyler Roberts book. Just little moments, vignettes, single page, 2-page about life in her janky little style. Guy D'Isles Newbridge, the story of the early photography pioneer. Checked Out, Katie Freakus' book all about libraries and the joy of libraries. Castle Swimmer Volume 2, the Mermaid BL that went on hiatus for years. The print editions are going to be how it continues. It will eventually be on Webtoon, but not until the print editions, I think, are caught up to date. Young Men in Love, the second Young Men in Love anthology. First one is an Eisner-winning anthology by A Wave Blue World. This is a new one. It's got great creators telling all sorts of BL, I guess, male love stories. A few copies left of The Sign Spent, by the way. Wonderful book by Youssef Dadoui, Giant, all about great Orson Welles, Dadoui's usual inky style really works well with the over-the-top person that is Orson Welles. Second volume of the 20th anniversary, Sophie Campbell, Wet Moon. Sophie Campbell, of course, current writer and artist on Supergirl. Unsinkable Ship of Fools, a very, very mature content, silly book from Iron Circus. Very mature, as you can tell. Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku. This is a 11 issues of Star Wars miniseries that really set up, right? See Return of the Jedi. That really sets up what they're currently doing in Star Wars over at Marvel. This is the big, giant battle where after they've defeated the Empire in Return of the Jedi, they have to take out their backup forces, and it really consolidates who the alliance is and what they plan on doing. And then a new printing of Grant Morrison and Jay Lee's classic Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4, which is actually a Marvel Elseworld, a Marvel What If. It's not regular Marvel continuity, but it is a beautiful look at the Fantastic Four, and I assume they are reprinting it because something like that, some of the complexities of the interrelationship aspects of these characters will make it into this new movie, but I really don't know, because Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4 is very much about the deeply personal aspects that's missing from most of the other books. And I don't know if a Marvel movie is really going to get into that, but it is a great read. Beautiful art by Jay Lee. That's it. Now, I really want to talk about a couple of these books that I skipped and really explain to you why they're so great, but I am so exhausted. The holidays were wonderful. It was really great, but today has been non-stop, and I really just want to go home and go to sleep. I can't do that. My whole family is at this play, and I have to be available to help when they come back. So I can't do that, but I also have having a lot of trouble, I don't say stringing my words together, because I'm pretty good at that, but like trying to think about what I want to say. So let's just quickly talk about this book. On and Off Work-Life Imbalance. This is a book about two people who are classic Japanese salarymen, not salarywoman, salaryman. Yep, salaryman. Who out of work dress in ways you would not expect. This very simple dressed and demure young woman wears super punky clothes whenever she's out of the house, and this absolutely hardworking classic salaryman loves to dress up in Lolita fashion when he's out. They have a run-in without realizing that they're coworkers, and it leads to maybe will they, won't they start of a romance that we're going to get more into the second volume. But the biggest praise I can give this book is that Tirza read it. I had an advanced preview copy, which thank you, Square Enix, for sending. And as soon as she read it, I didn't even know she was reading it. It just wasn't on the table anymore. And I was like, I wonder where that book is. And Tirza came up, she goes, do you have the second volume of that? And I said, no, sweetie, it hasn't even come out. She goes, well, I need the second volume. It's excellent. It's really fun. And I have to say, it is pretty fun. I know a little bit about Lolita fashion because we've had Lolita customers, and they really do a great job of just throwing you into it without over-explaining, but also never leaving you hanging. And the punk thing is a little bit much. I know punk has become a fashion. They don't really discuss the aesthetic of DIY and punk and all that stuff, but the fashion is definitely handled well. So that's a really great book. Already sold one. Just are there Game of Thrones started as books. If you mean are there comic books of Game of Thrones, there are Game of Thrones adaptation comic books that aren't so great, really. And then there are Game of Thrones. There's a Westeros graphic novel collection of the Hedge Knight, which were in the short story collections. Oh man, I forgot the name of those short stories. But they're books that take place in existing worlds of authors. So the Hedge Knight comics are pretty great, but I would not recommend the Game of Thrones graphic novels. They're not tremendous. Anyway, that's the new comics. Tomorrow, I hope to talk about signage. Tirza's going to come in tomorrow, and I hope she's going to come in tomorrow. I hope she's not too exhausted. And help me redo all the signs in my horrible, disgusting handwriting, and hopefully just horrible, disgusting handwriting, and hopefully do some new signs for us as well. And we're going to talk about what the goal with the signs are. So hopefully I'll be here for that. And I think that's it. Until tomorrow, or whenever you check back in, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.